Welcome to the first round of Season 9 of the Virtual Championship. New car, new team, and a fresh take on the infamous Bikaniki circuit in Riga, Latvia. I'm extremely excited to be driving one of two official RTR Mustang Spec 5 FDs in the 2025 season of the VDC as we collaborate with the RTR Drift team this year. The first round of 2025, we visit the infamous Bikaniki circuit with a brand new ending of the layout which adds 2 more zones and another transition, making this the ultimate drift battle layout. Check this track preview out. Turn 1 is my favorite corner, hands down. You keep it pinned all the way around, and then as a chase driver you get to do the same thing, but you have a guy in front of you and you aim for his door. What a corner. This new section is absolutely fantastic. From clip zone 5, from this point to the new transition into clip zone 6 requires utmost accuracy, and if you get it right, you get to keep it pinned all the way to the finish. Alright, so here we go, the first run of qualifying for 2025 in the brand new RTR Mustang Spec 5 FDs. We flick it in to clipping point 1, absolutely pinpoint perfect on the white line all the way around. Clip 2 is clinical, clip 3 is almost spot on as we transition through clip 4 into 5 into the new zone. And wow, this run is absolutely fantastic. This Mustang is singing its heart out as we keep the throttle committed all the way through to the final transition as we run the last wall for one last time. What a run there, and that was a really solid first run. As we show the second run here, we could see the few mistakes that I made as we dropped some wheels and stuff over the white and yellow lines. And yeah, first run got a 97.2, second one was in the 80s. I can't remember, it's not even worth thinking about, but as you can see, it didn't really get the run that we needed. And yeah, that was enough for us to qualify second for top 32. Alright, so our first battle is against Daryl Diaz and his Supra A90. Daryl had to battle through the last 16, and here we go. We are on the left hand side for our lead run, right side we're chasing, and I want to use this side-by-side comparison to show some differences between the two runs. As you can see, yes, we are in our chase run a little bit lacking of proximity. However, I feel like our lead run is a little bit stronger and we are carrying a little bit more angle in places. There's definitely one thing I want to point out here on initiation as we go back, because the rest of this run is pretty clear cut. There was contact from Daryl Diaz, and I was surprised at the time that the call actually went split ways. And I think the judges missed the contact down the straight. You could see that my flick was compromised, as you could see in previous runs during qualifying, etc. We were carrying a lot of angle through in that flick, and the contact actually straightened us up and had to really check twice on the initiation point. So I was kind of surprised the judges didn't spot that perhaps, but look, at least we get the win. We move on into the top 16. All right, our second battle, which is our top 16 versus Yaroslav Tresh. Yarko Tresh, as he's known, Formula 3 driver, and also an ex-drifter in Drift Masters as well in his Mercedes E-Class. Yarko was doing really good in his chase run. He had really great proximity, but a contact right here on the second transition really upset my lead run, and from that point on, from my point of view, my chase run didn't really need to have the commitment that it was needed. You could see the contact was right in front of the stream cameras. I felt like that's all the judges needed to know, and they gave us the win into the top 8. So next up is Artem Chulkov, who's been on a rise in the last 2 seasons within VDC and other DCGP championships in his BMW 2 Series. As we flick in big time in our lead run, we carry the wheel on the white line all the way through. We actually drop over a tiny bit as Artem makes a little flutter of a transition behind us and really does maintain proximity and really good angle all the way following us through the run. As we flick here into the final transition on our lead run for this one last time, and Artem really maintained proximity, gives a little tap across the finish line as we switch positions this time. I know Artem is actually a very quick driver, a driver that is, you have to keep on his heels, you have to be prepared, you have to predict where he's going to go. As we flick in hard beside him, I think he over-rotates a tiny bit and it gets a mistake on his behalf, but we really maintain proximity, which is quite easy in this Mustang, as we manage to go through clip 4 into clip 5 here, second transition, go through the third transition, really risky transition there. We nearly make a contact, we transition one last time, and we maintain proximity along the wall. We actually give a little tap. I'm surprised that this didn't actually bring the call to one more time or something like that, as we did tap him across the finish line, but other drivers did actually get the win for their battles with that. So I think we got lucky with that one. Judges keeping consistency there for previous calls. So yeah, that was enough for us to move on. Pretty close with that one. Great battle with Artem as always. Yeah, we're through to the top 4. Alrighty, it's the top 4 with against Brandon Gardner. He's Bondless Racing GT86, new car, new team for him this season. As we send the Mustang another time into turn 1 of the Bikaniki Riga layout, and here we go. We're maintaining the white line. We actually drop over the white line, but Gardner actually struggles to maintain proximity in that area. We go through clip 4, we transition 2 into clip 5, and he's maintaining very good proximity and angle. But as we head to our final transition, Gardner is just sitting right there. I don't really feel like he's taking crazy risk. He's just doing what he needs to do to get across the finish line. Chasing wise, we switch positions. As we chase in Gardner, we flick it super hard, and we actually maintain fairly decent proximity and maintain really good line and angle through turn 1. And we turn into turn 2, transition into clip 4 here, into 5. And I think we're doing a really good chase. I think we're taking a few more risks here in places, which allows us to, get the advantage. And I think the rest of this run is pretty clear cut that we get the advantage, especially in the last turn. I want to bring it back to the first run where we dropped the wheel over the white line. Yeah, that was a quite controversial one, I feel like. It could have gone one more time easily. I don't think Brandon did enough to really get the win in that one. He was very shallow on proximity on turn 1. Yes, we did drop a wheel over the white line, but the judges did state in the briefing that that was a 0.5 to a 1 point deduction. So even if we assume the worst, that it was a 1.5 point deduction, Gardner had no proximity in that area. And in my eyes, if someone is wider on that turn, that should allow you to maintain or actually get even closer, because the wider line there is actually slower. So I think if you cross that mistake off, you say that's even Stevens for turn 1, and you look at the rest of the run between the two runs, yeah, I think we edge enough to get the win in that one. So that was a pretty close one against Gardner. He's been really making proper waves with the GT86, and it's been great to see him back on form once again. Alright, it's final time against Tikhon Poleski. It's been a while since we battled the beep boop of sim drifting, that is the robot Tikhon Poleski. But we send it in the lead run, and we fire it in, but we over-rotate, we barely make it to zone. I have to stomp on the left foot brake to be able to maintain angle and line. And you can see Tikhon catches up quickly here and has to back out of it. And look, that's from my stomping of left foot brake. That was the only way I could keep the car in drift. And I knew with the rest of this run, it was almost pointless trying to pull anything out of the bag. I just need to keep it clean and just hope that, you know, Tikhon might make a mistake later on. But as of right now, Tikhon has a major advantage as we swap into the chase run. And we flick in with Tikhon one more time. We do a bit of a side-by-side initiation. We flick it hard onto his door, and we'll be able to maintain proximity all the way through zone 1. We transition hard through to clip 2 into clip 3. We attain mad proximity, matching angle and line. We lose him a bit going into zone 5. Tikhon's pretty quick in this section, and we lose a bit more of a gap again, but we do a big dive onto the final, transition onto the final wall, and we collide with the wall, and we ride up Tikhon's door, and that sealed our fate for the final of VDC round 1. Fortunately, not enough for us to get the win. We did get second, obviously, with contact we made with the wall, which didn't, of course, hit Tikhon. And this Mustang is considerably bigger car than the S chassis. But you know what? This Mustang feels absolutely fantastic, and I can't thank the guys at RTR for the opportunity. Team HynesZ, my teammate Reese as well, with helping getting this car to the grid, obviously, making this car fantastic. So we will see you at round 2 on the 25th of January at Pittsburgh Raceway, American Race Circuit. Should be a good one. We'll see you guys soon.